Being raised by emotionally immature parents means that you're treated like an adult when you're a child and like a child when you're an adult. Immaturity is a dysfunction that people afflicted never know they have and will never name. To be the child of an immature parent tends to leave people with these struggles: exhaustion from overfunctioning due to parentification. Now, on a deep subconscious level, the child figures out to overcompensate to make up for the parent's underfunctioning. We call these kids parentified. They parent themselves and they try to take care of their parent. So they parent their parent in ways that are completely beyond their years, their maturity, which means over responsibility and a propensity for burnout, because you couldn't be a child when you were supposed to be able to go through the developmental stage of being a child, which is pretty essential before becoming an adult. To be expected to act like an adult before being able to be a child does set up some struggle. So another struggle is overthinking, because your parents underthink, and so you compensate by learning to overthink. If you're an overthinker, really consider if this is part of the core issue. Here's another. You might have high anxiety, high stress, lots of fear, lots of overwhelm. Immature parents basically give a generalized insecurity and then an analysis paralysis, because decision making is really hard when you're overthinking nearly everything. Another effect, you're either conflict avoidant until you can't be, then you explode. So we swing between these poles when we had immature parenting. We avoid or we volcano and explode. Why? Well, regulating emotions is messy because you were raised by an emotionally unregulated psychological child. Interestingly, this dynamic can make the same person feel both not enough, not good enough, and also too much. Can you hear it when I say it to you like that? This can't possibly be true. You cannot be both not enough and too much at the same time. And yet sensitive people will exhaust themselves with these types of thoughts, these stressors that feel very, very heavy. This leaves the child of emotionally immature parents in almost constant internal states of confusion. So frustration and resentment are another consequence of being raised in this dynamic. When you are the age and maturity level of an actual adult, at that point, immature parents want you to act like a child. They almost require you to be perpetually a child because they cannot handle watching you grow up beyond the maturity that they've been able to reach in this life. They want to be able to control you, and they want to be needed to secure a bond. This is often infuriating, to have been a mini adult all of your life, handling way too much, and then be treated as an adult like you shouldn't be handling all you're handling as an adult, now that you actually are. It's a very confusing dynamic. Nearly no one walks into a therapist's office and says, I figured out that my parents are emotionally immature. It is a very strange thing to come from adult people and have to learn and process, oh my goodness, they have matured in age, but they have not matured in emotionality. Tune into my show, Emotional Badass, if this resonates with you, to learn more. There's so much healing that is truly available to you, but you have to be able to connect the dots and see what's really, truly going on to be able to heal from what's really and truly going on. Light and love, y'all.